Welcome back to the class. This week we are going to look at the topic human rights. Everybody have rights, irrespective of your size, your age, or whatsoever. Even unborn child, and even a child that has been given birth to, a newly born child. So let's start with the definition of human right. Human right is defined as a privilege, benefit, and entitlement which an individual enjoy in a given country. I want to also tell you that the Universal Declaration of Human Rights states that all human beings are born free. What does it mean? It means that nobody is under bondage, neither is anybody under slavery. Human rights are conferred on an individual due to the very nature of his existence. They are inherent in all individuals, irrespective of their taste, their creed, their religion, their sex, their nationality. That is to say, the human right in Nigeria is the same as that of America. Why? It is universal. Characteristics of human rights. As I earlier said, human right is universal. That is to say that it is a law that is made by all the leaders of the world, Number two, we have internationally guaranteed. That is to say, when you move from Nigeria to another place, it is the same thing. The same human right in Nigeria is also the same human right in other places. Then number three, I said it is legally protected. That is to say that it is backed up by law. Human right is legal. As I have said, it is backed up by law. And that is why anybody that violates the human right law can be punishable under the law. And if the person is found guilty, that person can also be jailed. Then we also have number four. We say human rights protect individuals and groups. Then number six, we say human rights cannot be taken away from us. That is to say, your parents, even the government, cannot take this right from you. But don't also forget we have limitation. But I want to tell you that human rights of an individual cannot be taken away from anybody. Then we have the next one, which is number six, equal and indivisible. Human right is a law that is meant for everybody. It is a law that do not segregate. The law applies to everybody, irrespective of your size, irrespective of your status in the society, whether you are the president or you are even a gate man or a security man in an organization. The right applies to everybody. We are going to look at the limitations to human rights. Don't forget that we have rights that have been given to us, but there are limitations. Number one we are going to look at here is state of emergency. What it means is this, that During war or pestilence, the government have the right to instruct the citizens to stay indoor. By so doing, the right of freedom of movement is taken from us. Then we also have number 2, war or conflicts. When there is war, the government can also give an instruction to the citizens that everybody should stay indoor. The reason for doing this is for the safety of the citizens. And as the government is doing that, you discover that our rights are being taken away from us. What is the right I'm talking about? I'm talking about the right of movement. Then we are also going to look at number 3. We have coup. When there is coup in the country, the president or whosoever that is at the head of affairs at that particular time can give an instruction or broadcast and say that all citizens should be what? Indoor, that no movement. Then number 4, we have curfew. Today in Edo State, curfew is in existence. It is a situation whereby citizens are asked to stay indoor, no movements. But when you violate the law, you can be prosecuted in the law court. We also have the last one, which we are going to look at, is environmental sanitation exercises. During environmental sanitation exercises, most of the time the government will give an instruction, probably from morning till 10 a.m. Everybody should be working in his or her house, no movement. And when that takes place, the human rights of people are also violated. At that particular time, people are not able to move from one place to another. And lastly, we are going to look at effects of emergency periods in a state. Number 1, we have here limitation of movements. Number 2, we have limitation of speech. That is to say, you must not speak because you want to speak, but if you must speak, you must speak constructively. We have the next one, presence of army, security men, and so on and so forth. We also have absence of political activities. During military regime, you will see that political activities are suspended. People are asked not to engage in politics. Why? Because military regime do not support political parties. That is why military may use of decree and not a constitution. So, at the end, in all that I have said so far, I quite believe that the students are able to understand all that I have said. Thank you.